Hi guys, I am actually, Pink saying hello. Apparently me talking brings her over. So I was going to try live streaming again, see if I feel a little better about it today. I'm gonna just make a little broom. I'm gonna take you guys through the process. So first thing we gotta do is actually get the broom corn out of my tub that I have here. So literally I just have a weight on it. And the stuff looks a bit, and that's literally just the stuff that kind of comes off the broom corn itself, all that foam. So, but yeah, it's kind of a reed basically with kind of fluffy ends on it. So we're gonna take it over and we're gonna start processing it on the table. We're just sitting outside the house, so you're gonna have to deal with Pink and my camera work that's gonna be a little wobbly today. So, all right. There we go. So first thing I do, and I know everyone does this differently, so a lot of people will keep the reed piece on because then they use it for some weaving stuff. I probably should have brought out some example brooms, but I just felt like kind of doing this. So I'm taking it off because I'm making a little whisk broom and I don't really want those on there. I do save them because, well, I do use them later. I'll eventually have to show you guys some brooms that I've made so I can show you the handles and whatnot. But basically, I do have to kind of dig in a little bit and see if I can get all of it cut apart. Otherwise, you end up having a little core in the center. So all these guys are good. And then I'm going to, I got just basically a bath towel, like right over there. So we're just gonna lay that guy there. And yes, I have a drill out for a reason. So I want to make kind of a fun cord. So yeah, like this guy, I cut off where I cut the other one, but we still have a whole bunch of reed we're gonna have to cut down on. So I kind of pull off some more that goes near the top. But I know I'm not that exciting as I kind of do this, but whatevs. So, all right. And we're gonna just clip off that end again, just so we have free little fluffy guys. This guy even goes a little ways further down, so yeah, this guy actually, I gotta cut him again here. So usually when I have to cut that far down, I set these pieces off to the side just because I save everything, and I'm gonna probably make a shorter broom head out of those guys. So we'll put this over here with this guy. And honestly, I just kind of saw some cool brooms, like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and I was like, I want to learn how to do that. So, you know, ADHD crafting, it's kind of what I do. So like even like the apron I made, and it's reversible. It actually has a really cute like little Halloween design on the other side, and it has pockets on both sides. So that always makes me happy. But yeah, right now we're just kind of freeing up all the broom corn so we can actually, I can use it the way I like to use it. Do I know if I'm doing this the exact right way? No. Am I using any specially purchased tools? Also no. These are literally just like pointy scissors that, you know, you can get almost anywhere. So, and these guys actually, supposedly you can soak them for as little as 30 minutes as long as you do it in hot water. I soak overnight half the time. I'm sure that's probably wrong as well, but it seems to be working okay for me. I've made some pretty cool brooms. All those guys are free. But I found when I was only soaking it for 30 minutes, even the water was hot to me, they weren't like floppy at all. Like I couldn't do anything with them. They were still just like, it felt like I just literally got them damp. Oh, and there's our alarm system. Yeah, a car drove by, Pink. You're fine. You're a good girl. So, and Pink's just doing her patrol because she apparently thinks any other vehicle in the neighborhood is inappropriate and that we shouldn't have it. And no, I got gnats harassing me today, but it's kind of what you get being outside in North Carolina if it's at all not winter. And honestly, winters don't get that cold here for me. I know I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, so and I spent a year in the Dakota, or 2 winters in North Dakota and 4 winters in South Dakota. So, you know, cold is a little easier for me to deal with a lot of the time than the heat. So you probably won't see too many videos of me outside once it gets any warmer. I mean, this is already kind of warm and it's evening here. So another little short one. Put it over there. I'm sure the gnats are also being attracted because it's wet vegetable material. Organic matter. But yeah, no, gnats are all over out here all the time. So I really don't have a whole bunch to talk about. These gnats are just kind of annoying me. Trying to figure out what colors I want to do for anything. Hi, Luann. Just over here making a little broom. So we'll see how it goes. I feel like I probably should light one of my tiki torches, but I also didn't bring a lighter out, so you know. I have no clue if they'd actually drive away the gnats, but I actually got them all oiled up. You know, preparation, not always my best plan. But, all right. And I'm not sure, I think I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make I haven't made as many. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make a hawktail sweeper. They actually kind of have this just cool little pattern. I do a lot of the turkey wing ones. I mean, I've done I think 7 or 8 of them, which feels like a lot for someone just starting out and doing this. So, probably should find some better nippers, but it's one of those things where how long am I going to be doing this for? I don't know. So do I want to spend more money than just the basic material? Pink! Pink, you're fine, I promise. A lot of the more traditional people have what's called a broom knife, which is a really sharp steel knife. I just haven't spent money on it yet because, well, that's who I am. Pink, that's enough. You're a good girl. You're a very good girl. All right. So I'm gonna put these guys to the side. So yeah, I'm gonna end up using these for handles later. Well, I'll have to show that in another video, but yeah, those reed pieces get used for handles. And so now I'm gonna separate this into about thumb-sized little bundles. And I go a little smaller than my thumb because I got big hands. So, but I actually tap them this direction because then you don't have to cut off as much at the ends when you put it all together. So I kind of tap it this way a little bit. And I sometimes notice that I have some really short ones in there. Like I've got one that's this long compared to the rest of them. So I'm gonna yank that out and set it over in the pile with my other short guys that I pulled out earlier. Then I lay this down, grab another little thumb-sized bundle. And then tap those down. How are you doing, Luann? It's been a long time since I've actually like chatted with you. Probably been decades since I've actually got to see you. Another short guy in there that I didn't miss on the first guy. So, and as I lay them down, I kind of crisscross them. So then that way we kind of keep them separate. So when I start putting it together, I just grab a chunk at a time. So, another thumb size. the short guy out of there. So I might actually only use about half of this stuff that I prepped today, because otherwise it might be a really wide broom. But you know, that's not a bad thing, just I'm feeling like a kind of basic one today, so. Oh, Yakima? How long have you been there? I thought you were in Puyallup still. Or at least that's what I heard last. So. Oh, that one's a little small, so I'll grab just a couple more reeds. Oh, and hubby's rolling in. So he's just getting off work. So. So for this broom type, I do need an odd number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably should have counted as I was laying these out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be 8th one. I think I'm gonna go for 9 today. So, and then here's my little 9th chunk. And these fluffy tips are being kind of a brat. So I'm gonna spin them around just so they kind of go together a little better. We're kind of doing this whole thing, and I want them to kind of do more of that thing. So, all right, so I have my 9 piles set up, and I think I'm gonna go for, Mardo, pick 3 colors.
What are my choices?
Just pick 3 colors.
Black, brown, pink.
I don't have a pink.
Well, then why'd you tell me to pick 3 colors?
Would fuchsia work? How about black, fuchsia, and silver?
Let's go black, brown, and orange.
I don't have an orange either.
God damn it. Black, brown, yellow?
I do have a yellow.
Okay.
Why do you always want me to do like super harvest colors? Are you wanting me to make a bee one?
No, actually, I was thinking fall.
Oh, that works too. I am actually
Did you
live
take apart
streaming
my
right
trigger,
now.
or did I take it apart and just never put it? I took it
You
apart
never
and
put it
put
back
back
together.
Yeah.
All right, so for this, I'm actually gonna just kind of make a special cord. I don't know how else to put it. So I'm gonna grab my yellow, my brown, and my
you're
black. Yeah,
I didn't see the camera there.
that's okay.
I didn't get a notification you were streaming. Oh, yes, pink.
5 years ago, gosh. I grew up on the no rain side of the state, you know that, but so I'm actually going to just go ahead and sometimes I'll take the time to braid these, but since you're using several yards, it takes a little bit more time to do that. So we're gonna try something new on this one. So I've done multiple strings. We're gonna cut all of them like that. I'm gonna tie a knot. And then we take the drill. We open it up the prongy things. I know there's a term for that, but I don't care. We opened the chuck of the drill. There we go. Oh my gosh, these gnats are making me a little insane. And then I tighten it up so it is holding on. And then I'm gonna actually attach one end to the fence and spin. I know no one can see me right now, but oh.
Where's your change camera view?
I don't know.
Oh, there it is. Ah. Your camera doesn't zoom in.
Twisted piece of cord now. These gnats think I'm way too tasty. I don't like it. And then I'm taking what they call the foot brake, which for me is a piece of bamboo. Like straight up just bamboo. And I tie it onto the end here. And then I'm gonna go back that way. We're going to just roll this up like a real spool. Take it off the little knob on the port on the thingy. We got it all rolled up on our foot brake. So now I'm going to toss the back into my little bag here, just so they don't keep getting, you know, vegetable matter in them. All right. So then we drop this on the ground, and it goes under my feet because it's the foot brake, and you pull some up. And then I go ahead and I kind of do the loop open, swing it forward and together. So boop, boop, boop. And we're gonna put our first piece through that loop I just made. And I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube because, yay, YouTube University, and everyone seems to start theirs slightly different. I kind of like the slip knot method because it's a slip knot. So I'm going to go down a little ways because this is going to be a hawk tail one. So I then pull it tight, like you should pull it tight enough that you kind of hear a twang. You're not going to hear it as much on the first few because you can't get it super tight with the first one until you get it around a few times. So we're just rolling this up on itself. And then you actually want to pull into yourself. You don't want to use your arms to pull up because that'll just get your arms super tired, but then you want to just tighten it up. So once I've got a few rolls. So now I'm going to hide this knot by grabbing my next section and tapping it the incorrect way first. And we're going to lay my next section on top here. And I want to match my ends over here. They're not going to be perfect, but you are going to trim it off anyway, so it's not a big deal. So we're going to put one over the knot, and then we're going to put one directly opposite, because we're going to kind of make this little tail pattern almost. So getting that knot hidden is always kind of hard for me. So now we're going to wrap around both of them. So you see it kind of starting to go over there. And then I don't like that it's not showing in the back. So I'm going to be a little fidgety here for a minute to make sure I still have some of that visible in back. And then when I come to the front, I have some visible. I am not seeing it. So I'm actually going to unwrap. Set this guy down. I'm going to split this guy back in half. And set it in my stack again. And we're actually going to go ahead, unravel. We'll take a little bit from this chunk over here and just make this centerpiece a little fatter. So I'm going to even up these ends a little bit.
These gnats are
brutal.
Brutal. They're worse than mosquitoes.
They really are here. And they sit there and they whee in your ear. And then they try to drink out of your eyes. Is the part that's like, oh my God, just leave me alone. And like, don't get me wrong, walking into a herd of them in Washington is kind of like, ew, God, get away. But these guys come for you. You don't just walk into them. Okay. So now I've got everything through my loop again. And we're gonna go tight again. I've kind of found that if I go over that little tail that I left on my knot, it kind of helps me to get this tight, which getting that tight is how you're gonna keep it nice and pretty. 4 and 5. All right, so we have the knot again. We grab one of these out of my stack again and do that. And then the other side again. All right, I can see the front there. Now we're gonna bring this forward. Got my knot and twist that just a little bit to get my knot a little bit hidden. You can see that one coming over. You can see it in the back. You can see this guy's right above that other one. And we're gonna give it a little tug and tug. And if you notice, it kind of even goes in. That's why you want the stuff wet. I mean, I'm sure wet, it takes longer to dry afterwards. And then I need a little more string, so I let my feet up. I pull a little on the cord and it lets go. So there, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So then I adjust a little bit here just to make sure you can keep seeing that centerpiece, because it does kind of bring it in, because you are keeping this pretty firm. So worst comes to worst, I'll just pull that piece off. All right. Now we go for my next little chunk. Which is like that. And then the one after that goes over on this side.
We're gonna have to figure out what gnats don't like. There's gotta be some sort of anti-gnat bush.
I'm wondering if the vanilla bug spray idea will get rid of gnats too. Fingers crossed. Well, we have to make that still. So, all right. So we're doing the same thing again.
I don't know. Vanilla seems like something gnats would be attracted to.
I thought mosquitoes are supposed to be attracted to it too, but the information I've seen says that they're not. So I don't know.
Yeah, but gnats like vegetable matter, fruits, organics.
And so yeah, I'm keeping that kind of tight, loose up so I can get some more cord, pulling it into my body versus up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we grab another bundle. And put it on. And then another bundle. Put it on. All right. So I kind of, oh no, I guess I haven't. Okay. I was worried I lost one of the little layers, but I have not. And I realized though I didn't do enough turns on that last layer. So we're gonna take this guy to the side.
Don't bother my wife.
Go one more loop around. Man, I'm glad this is actually a pretty quick broom because these gnats are getting really obnoxious.
Yeah, they are. We need a frog. Or chickens. Chickens will eat them.
Chickens eat gnats?
Yeah, they eat all the bugs.
You're just trying to get me to get chickens.
They'll eat the cockroaches.
I know, that's a nice thing.
They'll eat the fire ants.
We haven't had too much of an issue with them this year.
This year, last year was a different matter.
Last year they fucking annihilate my legs. And that's the thing about fire ants here, is they look like sugar ants from Washington, so it threw me for a loop. They're just a little bit brown versus just straight black. And at least on eastern Washington, where I grew up, fire ants were at least partly red.
And giant. These guys are
they were
small.
regular size.
Hey! Hey! No. No. No.
So if you see a little bit of the white stuff, that's actually just wax, and it'll just rub in a little bit. I don't know if you see any of that there, but and I'm gonna give it one more run around. All right, and then this guy and this guy. Foot brake to give myself some more. I apparently did not prep an odd number, which I thought I did, but that's okay. It's not too hard to add. One more. I got like that. I that actually prepped like that. Both feet on the brake. All right, so now we've basically kind of done the hawk's tail. We lost a little bit of the tip, but that's okay. It still looks pretty good for the rest of it. So now we're gonna actually tilt the broom just a slight angle, and then we wrap this way. And then we tilt it. I'm gonna go one more. And then we tilt it horizontal again, because we're gonna do the finishing end. So then we use what we call a jerk cord. Let's use one that actually has some color to it. So you put the knot, it's basically a loop of string. You put the knotted end, so you put the knot end down here by your hand, and this guy stays up top. And then we're just gonna, if I don't drop it, we're going to slip that in there, and then we go You want to keep that loop piece up. I was letting myself get too close to my feet, which means you're not pulling into your body, which is the stronger position. All right, so now, let me give it 2 more. 1. Oh my goodness. These guys are getting insane. 2. All right. So we have the jerk cord here. I'm putting my thumb on top of the stuff that was tensioned and I'm cutting it. So I go clip. Then this guy goes through the loop up top. And then the reason we call it a jerk cord is because you tighten it up. Oh, make sure it's still tight that way, otherwise you'll lose some of your tension. And then you jerk through. So that came under all these tight ones that you had. So that's almost done. Next thing we do is I trim the ends just to even it up a bit.
It's like giving it a haircut.
Basically. And I do this outside and I just leave it on the ground because birds can use all this because it's straight up just organic material. You can kind of adjust it a little bit just by fidgeting with it. And then the other thing I'm going to do real fast, just because I do have some other cord prep, so I'm going to make a pot scrubber. I know. I'm going quick as I can. I just don't like to waste stuff, you know me. Reusing my tape. Alright, and I'll even just go like this. We're gonna just tie my knot there. As you can tell, it's not near as good as a slip knot, but that's okay. We're gonna just kind of wrap this one up. So, I did not, okay, hold on. Otherwise this is not gonna work. Okay, so I've got it shorter so I can actually put some tension on it. I'm gonna just literally start over a little bit because I'm being impatient because of the bugs. Let's do it right. All right, there we go. There's my cord. We're gonna lay it next to that other cord. As we go up, make sure we're giving it good tension. I realized I'm a little too close. I'm trying to hurry. I'm making mistakes. I know better. I look like an insane psychopath if I sit there going all the freaking gnats all over my hands.
That's okay. Your camera work might have gotten a little jerky. Like, this is insane.
Yeah. I won't be doing this outdoors again. At least not until winter, maybe.
When all these gnats will be dead.
The death of the gnats. And then we're gonna, there we go. I want this one to be nice and tight too. Now I'm gonna put a jerk cord in. And we're gonna make sure that jerk cord actually stays in. That should be enough. Again, thumb on the tension spot. Cord through the loop. Pull on the knot end until you're tight, and then pull through. All right, so then what I'll do is I will take a pipe cutter, cut here and cut here. This end's the broom, this end becomes a pot cutter, or a pot scrubber, and actually works decently. So,
Yeah.
I'm not wasting yours much.
I actually do use the first one she made. I use it from time to time, especially on the cast irons. I like it for those.
Yeah, it gives it a good scrub.
While it hasn't damaged any of the other pots, I feel like it could, but it hasn't, so that's just me looking at the material. And
I definitely see it could damage Teflon, but stainless steel I have no
Yeah.
issues with if I used it there.
Yep.
But yeah, so kind of has a little, you can get it good. You get a little hawktail kind of action because you got the feathers flying out. So that's a basic little hawktail one. So,
All right.
all right. Bye guys. I'll have to do something else bigger next time.
How do you end? Oh, finish.